Well, fellas, I think here's your proof. Basically, what I couldn't understand is with these trials that this sort of formulation was a bit inhibitory, but when they did grow, they seemed to grow a little bit more luxuriantly and used to stay luxuriant for a lot longer. You know, like as you can see. Well, I think we basically, in a jar, we have some qualitative evidence of, look how dark that is. That is much darker. I would say it's about a third darker. I would again. So in other words, I would say from eye, and that's why I'm filming in foliage night scene. It's a third darker, I would say. So in other words, it's 3 times as much probably nitrogen is being fixed in there. At least 3, I would say. If Beer's law holds, and this is an assumption that Beer's law is holding, that coloration is proportional to concentration. With a constant added in, of course. So yeah, and as you can see, it's see the brownness now. It's gone brown. It's not yellow now. So yes, so I reckon. Yep. So I'm going to run a 1/5 with this. I reckon. I'm also going to do a 0.4 with the other stuff, with the double nitrogen fixation recipe, to see when I get the burning off point, because I see it may be a critical point between, being able to clean the plant up and also grow it at the same time. Well, that's the concept anyway. So but yeah, there's some basic evidence there, and of course now we can take this formulation and run it through our cuprous ammonium sulfate experiment, and it should, if everything equates really well, it should get 3 times as dark as the original formulation, sort of thing. So showing that we've actually fixed 3 times as much nitrogen to the original formulation, the double nitrogen fixing formulation, and this formulation, the Gley Podzolic coastal plain soil formulation. So there you go, fellas. And from this knowledge in here, you can basically start crossing off some of the boxes, and it basically says that the end of the story is they eat the insects for the potassium. Basically, that's all it says. First of all, it says there's enough phosphorus in the soil that you can actually rule a line through the phosphorus. And since this fixes nitrogen, you can rule a line through nitrogen. That's where the nitrogen is coming from. It comes from it's fixed in the soil from the air, and it's a physical chemical fixation which can happen overnight, like that. So there you go. So it's very rapid. So it can happen overnight. In other words, it can happen on a seasonal basis, very rapidly as the beginning. And also, so basically, you can, of the 3 basic elements of plant physiology that induce growth or involved in growth, potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen, you can rule a line through phosphorus, because we know these soils have got enough phosphorus in them, and from this knowledge, and also you can roll out nitrogen because we can see nitrogen being fixed. So that only leaves you with potassium. So basically, the plants are eating the insects for their potassium content, and that's the end of the journey. That's what the CP syndrome is all about, because it helps them cope with this type of soil which fixes more nitrogen. So basically, what they're trying to do is get the potassium so they can live better in the soil that fixes more nitrogen, so they grow better. And that's the evolutionary drive, and it fits in with Darwin, survival of the fittest. There you go, QED. Over and out.